What's the best way to get nerds up and moving? Giving them free games in exchange for steps. The new app Hero Trainer rewards your steps by giving you gift cards to the PlayStation Store, Steam, Nintendo eShop, Google Play, and tons of other nerdy places. I also share a story of an experience I had at the doctor's office. Trust me, you'll just want to hear it. And that's what we want to talk about this week on the Free Play Podcast.
You are listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network.
What's up, nerds? My name's Bubba Stallcup, and you are watching and or listening to the Free Play Podcast, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. And join with me today is Kate Katawaki.
Hello.
Matt is not here, as is apparent by, if you're watching, the two of us on screen.
You don't see him.
And the nod of him on screen. So Matt is out. We're going to talk about why here in just a little bit when we start talking about what we've been playing. But he's like super out, which means he's going to be here more. But like he can't go other places. I'll just say, Junie has COVID. Okay,
allegedly.
Well, what? No, they can positive test.
Oh,
yeah. Like, right? They were talking about, is it a false positive? That was one of the questions that was asked.
Okay, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, I feel like she has it.
There's evidence.
Yeah, because we went and got Levi COVID tested, our second youngest, and I guess technically second oldest boy too. He's like weird in the middle. But we got him tested, and he came up negative. And so he absolutely hated that test, 100% hated that test.
As would anyone.
But Junie, I guess, went and I haven't got all the details from Matt, if I'm being real, but from what I understand, tested positive. There's a whole litany of ideas that they have about why she might have tested positive.
Mm-hmm. Theories on theories.
Have been showing that house quite a bit. It's a lot of strange people. So
a lot of dirty people in there, in through the house.
Allegedly dirty. Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. So Matt is not here, but in his stead, Horpins is here.
Horpins is here. Yes. So
another bonus for watching on twitch.tv/LoveThyNerd each and every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Yes. Kate is wearing the head of the dead Horpins.
A Horpins crown, if you will.
As it were.
as it were. And you might be thinking, Kate, where did you get this Horpins crown? Well, my cousin had a birthday party and it was barnyard themed. And I took this Horpins crown.
Do you want to elaborate on that at all?
It was barnyard themed.
How old was this person whose birthday it was?
My cousin turned 20.
Those aren't dog years. Those are like adult.
20 human years.
Yeah.
And yeah, his birthday was barnyard themed. There was what's this called?
Smile.
A decoration that hangs in like a U across a wall.
A dangler.
A decoration. Okay, so there's a decoration and it said, "Happy 20th birthday, Lil Farmer." So
that's so good. Was it like
so
Lil, like Lil, like a rapper?
Lil, okay. Lil Farmer.
Lil Farmer.
It was probably the best birthday party I've been to in a really long time because my aunt cooked a bomb meal.
Since you were 5, yeah.
Well, I normally don't like going to birthday parties unless the dessert's like really good. But when I go to my aunt's house, I know sometimes some parties, the cake is better than at other parties. You know this. Or the dessert, whatever.
Okay.
When I go to my aunt's house, I know that the food that will be served is going to be top notch and the dessert is going to be top notch. So I have to prepare for the day before I start preparing to go there.
So what was the cake?
this cake this time was a lemon bundt cake with a special little lemon glaze on it with some sprinkles and Kit Kat ice cream.
Hold on. You like what do you like? Did she? Okay. I have a lot of questions.
She didn't make the Kit Kat ice cream. It came
Thank you
from
for answering my
Winco.
question before I asked it.
That's.
Did she make the
I
cake?
knew you were going to ask that. She did make the cake. She's an excellent baker and cook of everything in every way. So I
now
just
we just
stuffed
need
myself.
Does she have an ice cream maker?
She does, and sometimes she does make ice cream, but she did not make the Kit Kat ice cream today.
Okay, well.
But if you had been there and eaten this meal, you would have been satisfied and you would have given it a high rating on the Bubba scale, not even related
100%,
to a Kate scale.
I would have. Absolutely.
Dope mac and cheese, braided bread, meatballs, a salad. I didn't even touch the salad.
All of this in a cake.
Not in a cake, in different bowls and plates on the table at dinner time. Picture a dinner time with a family around a table. That's what it looked like.
Hey, real quick, Lee Davis, you do not want to start a rap career with the name as Lil Dangler. I'll let you understand maybe why. Also, Cynical, thank you so much for that sub.
Yeah, shout out to everybody who's in the Twitch chat and watching today. But I need to tell you a story, Bubba.
I'm okay. That was not your story.
That was not the story that
Kate,
I wanted to share.
It's so interesting. Real quick, before you get into your story, I'm just going to give a precursor to the people here. Like Kate said, hey, I've got 2 really great stories.
That was neither of the 2 stories.
And she was like, I don't want to monopolize the time because maybe you have a story. And I'm like, I have stories, but listeners, viewers, you guys see me and hear me all the time. I was trying to tell Kate at least 3 times a week I'm on a show. And so you guys hear all of my stories. I have to be like, did I already tell that story? Because only so many things happen to me in my life. But Kate, on the other hand, Kate, I feel like you could have a show that was daily and it would be fresh every single time. Just fresh.
Oh my gosh.
So, okay, there's the lead up.
Just weird things seem to have. Okay, anyways. I was so excited. As this story was unfolding in my real life, I could not wait to tell it to you. Yesterday, I went to the allergist just for a routine. They were like, how's your allergy shots going? And it's like, they're fine. And they're like, okay, well, you look good. I'm like, okay, thanks. And then they give you a big bill. It was like that kind of visit.
Oh, yeah. Medical perfect. I got you. Okay. I'm caught up.
So I went there and, they like had me wait in the exam room and they're like, she accidentally double booked herself at 10 o'clock. So you might have to wait a bit. I'm like, that's fine. It's not like I have anything else to do or anywhere else to go.
Fair enough.
And I mean that genuinely. So I was sitting there, and I was sitting in the exam room for probably like 25 minutes and it's just silent. I don't have anybody to talk to in there. I'm just like on my phone looking at stuff. And the wall of the exam room, apparently, this is the first time I've been in this exam room. The wall is shared with the office next door that belongs to the other doctor in the practice. Not my doctor, the other doctor who I've never met. And I don't think I've actually ever seen him. So I can hear him through the wall talking on the phone, to his wife, and then calling, saying, to somebody else, saying my wife wants this. And, I don't know. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of weird. I wonder if he knows you can hear him through the wall in this exam room. Then I hear him talking, then I hear it go silent. And I'm like, no joke. I swear on everything of my life. I swear on Matt Warmbier.
Okay, yeah, good.
That this guy just started blowing up what I thought was probably a toilet. Absolutely blowing it up. Just here's my best recreation. I could not believe what I was hearing. So I got my phone out to try to voice memo record. Of course, he didn't do it anymore. But here's where the plot thickens.
Oh, poor choice of words. But okay, yeah.
Oh, no. It sounded echoey, like he was sitting on a toilet. So I'm like, there must be a toilet in his office. I didn't hear anything anymore. No flushing, no water running,
no
nothing.
Hand wash.
Then I hear him on the phone again. Talking to saying, my wife wants to rent this car. And I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Was that on a toilet? Was that just in your office? What? Dude, don't you know that this wall is really thin but you've worked in this office for years. Don't you understand that there's an exam room right here? So then on my way out, I looked to see where the bathrooms were. There were 2 bathrooms and I didn't see any in anyone's offices. So I don't know why it was so echoey. But
you did a little investigation.
Well, yeah, because they're like, okay, you can go. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to just do a quick loop just to see how many bathrooms there are here. I mean, I didn't go in his office, obviously, but it seemed like there was no bathroom in the office. So something went down. Something terrible went down in there. And then not 5 minutes after that, not even 5 minutes after that occurred, my doctor comes in and is like, so how are you? And I'm like, and then I know that he has heard that there was a patient in this exam room. So after that, it was dead silent.
You told your doctor?
No.
Oh.
I didn't say, did you hear that next door? I didn't say that. I was just sitting there in shock. And as we're having the appointments proceeding, I'm thinking he can hear every word that's going on in here. I could hear everything that went on in there.
So
now he knows that he knows there's been a patient waiting in here that heard him now. So
then you start blowing up a little bit. Just give him a taste of his own medicine.
No, I'm we need to get out of here. I need to get out of here because I'm in danger. I don't know, but I've never had that happen to me before. I've been in a lot of doctor's offices. I've never had that happen to me before. I wasn't quite sure how to react.
I feel like the responsible thing would have been to go check on him.
Knock on the door and be like,
hey, are you okay?
Seems like something's been exploding in there.
Yeah, I know you're a doctor, but I've called an ambulance just in case.
I was laughing into my mask and also just what do I do? There's nothing to do. There's nothing wrong. It's a perfectly human thing to do.
You should have knocked on the wall while it was happening to see if it stopped immediately.
Hey, keep it down in there. We're trying to have an appointment.
A little pucker moment. Oh man, Kate, you're full of great stories. Well, how does this stuff happen to you? I don't know, but I'm glad that it does.
I kept the voice memo running for a long time, hoping to get just one more.
Nothing.
On audio. And of course he probably got stage fright. He knew that there was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Silver, she couldn't breathe either. And if you had been in that room, you couldn't have breathed. Yep.
I will never forget this in my life. And immediately I got home, I called my Gammy. I'm like, you'll never guess what the doctor did.
Of
Gammy.
course,
I
Gammy,
could hear him through the wall.
The number one person.
That's terrible. Oh, how unprofessional. I'm like.
No, Gammy, you don't appreciate it. Yeah, it's fine.
I just didn't. So process that on a Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. And also think about that next time you go in for a doctor visit.
Can you hear through the wall?
And
no, I did not put my ear up to the wall. I was sitting there normal. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop in what's going on next door.
You didn't have a cup against the wall?
No, it came through on its own.
Yeah, it was natural in more way than one. Yeah,
it was natural. So,
yeah, do with that what you will. Well, hey, we're going to take a short break.
That's my story.
But when we come back, we're going to talk about the games that we've been playing, things that we've been experiencing in nerd culture. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of the Free Play Podcast.
This week in nerd history, yikes. I know that wasn't a very descriptive intro, but you'll understand what I mean, because back on March 16th in 1994, Cactus Jack, played by Mick Foley, a pro wrestling legend, lost an ear during his match with Big Van Vader when he became entangled in the ropes during a hangman spot. WCW had been using elevator cables wrapped in rubber instead of actual ropes. So when Jack, Mick Foley, was tied up by the head, the circulation had begun to cut off from his brain. When he finally freed himself, 2/3 of his ear was torn loose in the process. The ear was actually picked up by the referee and put on ice, and Foley had surgery to reattach the cartilage to his head so that a full reconstruction would be possible. But even to this day, that ear is a little bit nubby. So yeah, yikes. I'm Radio Matt. See you next time for more Nerd History.
Hey there, and welcome back to the Free Play Podcast. I'm Bubba, joined with Kate only. Matt is gone. I almost said Matt is dead, but that was too far, Bubba.
That's
too far.
so sad.
Matt is not dead. He
definitely is not.
And we're praying against all of that in his house. But we like to talk here on the show about the games that we've been playing, books we've been reading, movies we've been watching, TV shows we've been watching, all of the nerd culture things that we have been doing. So, Kate, let's go ahead and start with you. What have you been doing?
Well, I actually beat Immortals Phoenix Rising this morning.
And
just ready to be done with the game.
Well, you are done, right? Because you beat it.
Yeah, I'm done, and I beat it, and I felt a little bit of a sense of relief.
Really?
Just because my brain in the puzzles. I'm ready for a game that is not going to be so puzzly. But I'm happy and surprised that I made it through this game when I didn't make it through Breath of the Wild, although Breath of the Wild's a much longer game. This was probably 40 hours.
I wonder if you can go back and if you would appreciate it more.
No.
No?
There's no way, because the puzzle problem is still the same.
It is puzzly, yes.
The puzzles are the problem. They're the problem. So, but I did enjoy this game. Chris did have a good recommendation when he recommended this game to me. I actually, surprisingly, the other day got through a bunch of the puzzles without looking at any kind of walkthrough. I did it all by myself.
Wow. Brag much? Jeez.
I know. So, but it was intriguing. I think they did a good job with it.
Aside from the puzzle.
Aside from the puzzles?
Yeah.
No, well, for some people, puzzles are great and they're fun. Matt likes puzzles. He likes Breath of the Wild. He likes puzzles.
Andy's saying here that his favorite part about the game is the puzzles.
Yeah, so for some people, it's great. And I'm really happy for you that you like puzzles. For me, that's just not the type of gamer that I am most of the time.
Yeah.
So, but I did it, right? I did it. I'm going to add it to my list of games. I ended up taking my time with it and not giving up, most importantly.
Hey, very proud.
Oh, what else? I played more Littlewood. That's a game that's going to take up a lot of my time that I'm probably not even going to mention on here anymore because I'm just going to keep playing it.
Just going to be a constant.
I think it's just going to be a constant.
Does that game have an end? I know it's not.
It's
not Stardew.
It's not Stardew. So even though Stardew, a lot of people are like, oh, it's an endless go. Yes, it is. But it does have the element of completing the community center, which is when the credits roll in the game.
Oh, okay.
So there is that. With this game, I don't know what that looks like.
Because this one feels like it's more of a storyline.
I think so. There's definitely more of a... Well, it's hard. It's hard to compare the two because there is crafting, but it's done a little bit differently.
Okay.
So right now my focus is upgrading all my buildings that produce stuff to the highest that they can go and getting all the resources to do that. I don't know if there's going to be an end. I'm guessing at some point there will be something.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly. Yeah.
There's something. I mean, you're upgrading the buildings. Each of your villagers has a house that you have to build for them. And then there's 3 little pages of things that they want in their house and around their house. So you're customizing each of their houses to how they want.
Okay.
And then you get more stuff like that. So I'm assuming if you get every villager, upgrade all their houses all the way they want, upgrade all the buildings, the story will kind of progress. And I say story very loosely.
Okay. So are these villagers, are they on disability or why can they not do this themselves? What is
because I'm the boss of the town.
Oh, got it.
So I'm the one that's responsible for building all their stuff for them. I wish they'd be a little more forward thinking and proactive about building their own things, but it doesn't seem like they're going to do that.
NPCs in games are so mother loving lazy.
I know.
It's like, hey, can you go over there and talk to so-and-so? It's like, this isn't junior high, man. Like, just go do it yourself.
Just go talk to
Yeah.
them. Or like build your own bed.
Hey, I'll give you this dirty sock if you do this thing.
That's what I want them to do now. Build your own furniture or cook your own food.
It's better when you do it. Like, it just tastes better.
Yeah. I like this element that is shared with Stardew as well, that is not shared with Animal Crossing, where you're not on a normal human timeline. So like Animal Crossing, it runs in like real time, 24 hours. And you can only progress so much in a day. That's the things that I like about Stardew Valley, and that I really like about Littlewood is just go and do whatever you want. You don't have to wait for literally tomorrow. In game.
Yeah.
It's not. Stardew isn't like a real 24-hour day like Animal Crossing.
Right, but time does progress, and
time does progress, but it progresses faster than if it was in real life. So you're saying
you can do multiple things during an Earth day. You can play multiple days.
I can get through an in-game 2 weeks.
Yes. Okay, I got you.
I got you. 2 hours or whatever, and I don't have to wait until literally tomorrow of my life to check at the general store and see what's there.
Now, Kate, you can time travel.
I can't keep up with all that random stuff.
Okay.
I've burned out on Animal Crossing. I haven't played it in ages, and now my town probably has weeds everywhere and cockroaches, and I just, whatever. I have no urge to return to Guarma. That's what my island's called, because that's a place in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. Not to be confused with shawarma from the MCU.
Exactly. So,
and maybe even from real life. I've never had shawarma. Maybe it's a thing.
I don't think I have either, but next on my list is Concrete Genie. There was a PS Plus free game, so I'm going to see what that's like.
That does not sound promising. I'm just going to be real.
It looked cute, but I don't really know anything about it, so that's why I downloaded it for $0.
Okay, perfect.
So we'll see. And I'll be going into the desert. So of course I'll be bringing my Switch, and Littlewood's going to be perfect for that because it doesn't take up that much battery. But as I've said before on this podcast, we did get a new battery for our off-road fridge thing that charges my Switch so fast. So I will
because it's made for a fridge. Yeah.
So it charges fast. It's really great. So it's Switch time is going to be endless. When before I had to ration it out across the time because there was no plug and I didn't have a car charger. Now this way, I'll be playing Switch all day, every day.
How long are you guys going to be gone for?
We're leaving Sunday. We'll be back Thursday or Friday.
Oh my
maybe
gosh,
Saturday.
That feels like such a long time.
Yeah, and we're going. Where are we going? Into the desert to drive.
Just how much time does Steven have to just take off?
He never takes days off, and he never gets sick. So a lot.
Oh. So he
doesn't do vacation. He doesn't do paid time off. He doesn't do sick days. I wonder what that's like to just never get sick. It's so weird.
You should know exactly what that's like because you live with this synthetic man.
Yeah, I guess. So we're doing it. It's a historic trail that we're doing. So there's going to be a lot of history things to see.
So this is like
open pits, volcano things, old mines.
This is two birds with one stone is what this is. Like he wants to get out and just drive his Jeep on everything that he possibly can, which he probably just, if he ever listened to this, would lose his mind that I called it a Jeep because
he would say, well, Bubba's incorrect.
Yeah. But he would mention me by name and that would just make me happy. So he gets to go out and drive his sport utility vehicle.
Yeah.
And you get to do history stuff, which I'm sure he doesn't necessarily care about the history stuff.
It doesn't bring him as much joy as it brings me.
That he likes that it's way out there. So he gets to.
And I like it too because it's fun to go out in the boonies and you just don't see people and you can do whatever, you're just out there and it's nice. It's peaceful and quiet.
Play your Switch.
Play your Switch.
Charge your fridge,
I want to see some cool stuff and I have a feeling I'm going to see some cool stuff. Some rusty cans. Some history trash.
Yeah. Some cool rocks.
That's what I'm really hoping for. Maybe some cool rocks.
Yep. Just all the things on your list.
Man,
you know,
there's a lot of things to see. What would really make me excited is to see an old grave out there in the boonies.
100% you're going to do it, right?
I really hope to see one. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know who's buried out there.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a much used trail. So
when you go to these places, are any of the areas like restricted? So like you can't, like, hey, this is history stuff. You can't come over here. You're going to mess it up.
No.
Or do you jump the fence?
I mean, no, there's never really a fence in certain places, there's no fence. You can just go look and see. And they're like, hey, don't trash this place. And you're like, all right. But I mean, a lot of times there's just nobody there, or it's like an old ghost town or something. And there's like people looking, but it's maintained and the Forest Service looks at it.
Okay.
But really the only thing is what certain types of land that you're driving on. It's like, oh, is this land where you can poop in a hole, or is this land where you have to take the poop with you away?
I'm sorry, what?
That's the concern, and Tyranny will back me up on this.
Like an animal? Like you have to
what?
Scoop your own poop?
You don't just poop on the ground in the dirt and then scoop it up with like your hands and put it in another bag, or pick it up like a dog's poop. You get a little plastic toilet with a bag in it that has like kitty litter. I don't know what else to call it. It's like this sand stuff that soaks up liquids and everything.
It's called Katie litter.
Yeah, I guess so.
There we go.
This
Patent
is turning
pending.
into a podcast about like
It's a poop cast. Yeah.
poop and whatever. And I didn't mean it for it to be that way besides the initial story, but now we're here. So certain land, you're allowed to just dig a hole and poop in it and cover it up and leave it. And that's fine.
How do you know
Then,
though?
I don't know. Steven knows and he just tells me.
What is that app? Oh my gosh.
Steven knows.
It's somebody's
Certain, like,
job.
if it's BLM land or if it's some stuff like that. So, but then they're like, pack it out. So you have to bring it with you and then you just put it in a trash can.
Scatological references.
Scatological.
Like scat as in like scat, like poop?
That's
is that what we're talking about?
I really, really like that. I'm going to start using that.
I've never heard that.
Scatological references.
I'm
That's
gonna
academic
guess
way
that
to
it's
say it.
you're talking about poop there, Wasabi Jane, like scat,
She has to be.
like my dad. Here's the thing, like when I was growing up, and even now, if somebody sneezes, he goes scat, and that takes on a completely different like meaning when you think of scat as like poop. I don't want to sneeze so hard that I poop. So that I don't want to scat, like no scat. That's what he should say. Don't scat. You know, like speak it out of existence.
Did that answer your question about what?
I think so. Yeah.
About what goes on there.
Yes and no. But that, and like, it does. You're not like going to, they are preserved areas, but they're not like professionally like, welcome to San Jose Ghost Town. Don't forget to stop by the gift store.
Sometimes there'll be like a pit toilet there that you can go in, but I'd rather poop in a hole than poop in a pit toilet.
Okay. That's
I just think they're gross.
Under fun facts about Kate.
I just think they're really gross. Dirty.
Yeah. I'm really not even interested in a follow-up question on what a pit toilet is. I'll just Google it later.
Fine.
Yeah.
So long story short, I'll be taking my Switch into the wilderness. Hopefully get some good playtime in. Hopefully see some exciting things in the middle of the desert.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be taking some video.
Okay.
Because I made a pact the last time when I made a video for Matt of this mine that I saw, that I would do that more, because Steven and I go on all these trips and I don't even take video of the cool things that we see. I'm just like, that's cool.
Do it.
And I don't do anything. So I'll make some vlogs like for my dad, for my Gammy, for Matt.
For this podcast. For the Twitch viewers.
For this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe next. Oh, no, I won't be here next. I might be here next week. I don't know. It's really
I don't think that you will be.
I don't
think that you will be.
Be making some TikToks.
Yeah, TikToks for sure.
Moving on from this scatological referenced filled, I was going to say toilet, but I meant podcast.
Yeah, so maybe that's even what like the title of this week's is just like Scat-egories, like Scat-egories.
Categories
Yeah.
and categories and what's the app called? Hero Trainer.
And Hero Trainer. Yeah.
What have you been playing, Bubba?
Well, none of that. Right now I'm just playing Learn About pit toilets and all sorts of things.
You can Google it later.
I absolutely will. And then my ads are just going to go crazy on all the platforms. But I've been playing mainly Call of Duty Zombies, and I know you guys are like, shut up. Is this the new Destiny 2? Yes, kind of. I mentioned on stream last night that I'm hot and cold when it comes to games, and I'm like really hot about this game right now. And it's just, I love the Zombies mode, and this is like the penultimate version of the Zombies mode. And so we were on last night, and there was an Outbreak event. So the name of the game mode is called Outbreak, and then there was an Outbreak event, which is very confusing. But the Outbreak event was like you could do all these different things in the mode. You could earn different stuff for your guns. You could earn like skins or like little baubles that you could hang off the side, stickers, calling cards that show behind your name, like all sorts of stuff. And unbeknownst to me, I had just like started earning 95% of that stuff just by playing the game. And then Tyranny, when we played a couple of nights ago, she was like, hey, I've got some things that I need to get done. And I'm like, crap, I didn't even know I was supposed to be checking this stuff. And so we like focused on some of these things. And one of them that I wanted was in Warzone. So like if you ever play Warzone, it's a BR, it's a battle royale game where you're flying over and then you drop
That's
into
what
an
the kids
area.
call it, BR.
BR, yeah, if you're nasty. And so one of the areas that they added to the map in the update was a place called Shipwreck. And that's where you could actually start a zombies event in Warzone, which is really cool. And it's interesting because Black Ops and Warzone are two different game types, like completely. Like Warzone actually runs on the Modern Warfare engine, and then Black Ops is its own separate thing. So for there to be zombies in Warzone, that was like a really cool deal. It also meant that things just played different. But anyway, I played Warzone a couple of times. Nobody ever wanted to drop on Shipwreck because it's such a terrible place to drop. But you have to drop there in order to get some of the stuff. So I did it, was able to get through all the things that I needed to do. And then we came back and we played more, and we played until like 2 a.m. my time.
Wow.
Yeah. Just like at the tail end of that event so that we could get the things that we needed to get. And it's been really fun. Like I enjoy, Ryan Guerra popped into chat last night and he was like, this is weird. You're good at this mode, and I'm not used to watching good gameplay on this channel. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
that is a fair point. That's a
what a compliment from Ryan Garrett to you.
Absolutely. And like I've really enjoyed teaching people how to play zombies, and specifically teaching them how to play Outbreak. And watching people get better is like, this is so cool, you know? I accepted his boom roasted, his burn. It was very well placed. But I'm the Outbreak mode is still there, but the event is over, so you can still play Outbreak. And so I still play a ton of it. Play Block and Key, a 3D kind of perspective-based Tetris kind of game-ish by Inside Up Games. And man, it is chef's kiss. If you missed it, just wait for the late backer. You're going to want to get that. It's such a great game. We'll be talking more about it.
Is that the one you did a Facebook Live about?
Yep. I
So
did a Facebook
you can go
Live.
back and look at that if you want to see it too.
Yes, you can. And it's not on Kickstarter anymore. The thing ended successfully, funded and the whole 9 yards, but it's over now. You'll have to wait for late backer, and you're going to want to wait. You're going to want to get in on that. So, and then I did an unboxing earlier in the week about Stardew, the board game, which is this like $300 board game that's out there now.
It was not $300.
I didn't pay $300 for it because it was a $60 game, but it was such a short run for that first run.
Oh, the scalpers.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is a great idea. I'll just do an unboxing because a lot of people missed out on that first run. It looks really great. Kate, I think you would like it. I think that you would really like it.
It was complicated in the small print.
It's like 45 minutes per player. That's like the time frame. So it's like, hey, you want to play at max player count? It's like 250 minutes. That's a long time to play.
That's way too long.
But is it any different than the time you put in to real Stardew?
That's why I like Mancala. It's quick.
Mancala's not a game. It is.
It is a game. It's a historical award-winning game. And someday I'll pray for you to see that.
We talked about this 100 times. It's not a game. You can buy a thing in a box called Mancala, and they call it a game, but it's not a game.
You can make use an egg crate and some rocks, and
Yes.
then you have Mancala, so you can have a game wherever you want.
Yeah, it's
no matter what your budget is. That's
what is
my
it
last
called?
thing.
It is fun. It's not a game. It's a system. That's what it is. It's a system. So anyway, we did that, and I can't wait to play that. That's actually on our list. Last but not least, I installed 2 games this week that I'm pretty excited about. The first of which is Black Desert Online, which is a stupid, gorgeous MMO. And I haven't played it yet, but I'm really excited to play it. They have a remastered version that was like free for a while. And so I downloaded it while it was free. And then also I installed The Lord of the Rings Online, which is a game that I played back in 2004.
5. Ooh, I almost got it.
I did play it in 2005. And that was back before it was free to play and all that stuff. But it looks pretty dang good on my current gen hardware. And Steam allows me to install it. So I'm excited to kind of get back into that. It doesn't handle like a normal MMO now. Like there are things that I kind of expected to do that it doesn't do. So I'm having to kind of relearn. But that is my favorite MMO. It just is. So like I'm excited to try and get back into that a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how much I actually play it.
I think you're going to get sucked in. I hope you do.
I don't know. It's better with people. And so like if I don't have enough people that play with me, I might be able to get Matt to play because it's Lord of the Rings, He
likes Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
He'll do it.
I can sucker him into that.
Yeah.
But those are some of the things that we've been playing. And I haven't watched a whole lot of TV. I say that. I'm watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Kyle Matthews, the command is lurk, ! Lurk, not lurking. It's more of a declaration than an action. So, been watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I mentioned this before. I watched a lot of that when I was in high school and just after high school. And so like the first couple seasons are really good. And then you get to season 4 and it's like the worst season of television I've ever watched of anything in my entire life. And I thought it was over after that because I would have canceled it. But there's a season 5, and so I'm starting to watch through season 5, and it has some shades of earlier seasons in it. So
okay, good.
yeah,
So
we're kind of it's kind of swinging back up. But that's what I'm doing. I've got HBO Max. I'm kind of sitting around waiting for King Kong vs. Godzilla to drop. I'm waiting for Mortal Kombat to drop. I'm waiting for all of these things to hit the streaming services. I'm waiting for Falcon and Winter Soldier. Kind of just in a holding pattern after WandaVision. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys are watching some stuff.
Fine.
You're reading some books. You're experiencing things. Waiting for the Snyder Cut to drop. Yep, that's coming very soon. So there are a lot of things that I'm just waiting for. So I got to do something. I'm filling my time with Aqua Teen and Lord of the Rings Online.
good.
Reliving the glory days.
Good. Flashback Friday.
Mamacita. Hey, we are going to take a short break. So don't go anywhere. But when we come back, we're going to be talking about Hero Trainer, an app that is trying to trick nerds and getting off their lazy butts and staying active. But I have kind of found a way to trick it from tricking me. So
come on.
yeah, more after that right here on the Free Play Podcast.
What up, nerd? We hope you're enjoying the podcast. But did you know that Love Thy Nerd showcases most of their content on LTN Radio first? That's right. Check the schedule and listen to most of our shows before they're available here over at ltnonair.com. And while you're streaming, you'll also hear the best mix of Christian rock, rap, pop, and indie, and even some content made exclusively for our radio listeners. Stream directly from LTNOnAir.com or download the Live 365 app and favorite LTN Radio. And let us become your new daily soundtrack. You'll be glad you did.
Hey there, and welcome back to the Free Play Podcast. My name is Bubba, joined again with Kate and Matt, Es No Mas, and La Podcast. And hopefully he's back next week and should be here for a while. But we are talking this segment here. This is the main topic of our show. We're talking about
poop
an
stuff
app.
Wasn't the main topic.
No,
This
it
is
wasn't.
the
I
main
know
topic.
you think that it is. And the title may revolve around that for the episode. But this is the main segment. We're talking about an app called Hero Trainer. Okay. Now, a lot of these things have come out in some way, shape, or form lately, where we're trying to get nerds active. All right. This one might work. It might actually work because it's a long con in the best possible way, right? So
it is.
It wants you to get out and get active, and then it's going to reward you by giving you things that would make you inactive.
That it does. It's like Chuck E. Cheese.
I don't
But
understand.
better. I guess it's not has nothing to do with Chuck E.
Yeah,
Cheese.
okay. You just want to say Chuck E. Cheese? Yeah,
I
not a
was
sponsor.
I was just thinking of the prize counter at Chuck E. Cheese where you go and you take your tickets and then you get stuff. But okay, never mind. This is not working.
No, you're doing great. Yeah, we're really proud of. Yeah.
This is not working.
So the idea is that you get your steps in, right? That's a phrase everybody understands. I got to get my steps in.
Get your steps in.
If you have an Apple Watch, then it just automatically links with that. Okay. And it's an iOS only app right now. Rumor has it they're working on an Android app, but it automatically syncs to the health app on your iOS watch or device for that matter.
Or Fitbit.
Yeah. But you can go in and you can change it to a Fitbit. Like it defaults to the Apple. You can change it to Fitbit. It is on Android. Okay, cool. There you go.
Well, never mind.
It's obviously not going to work with your
Apple
health app, but get a Fitbit. So you can get it on the platform of your choice, seemingly now, and then you accumulate these aura. Like you go through like a character creation, which is like really low key. Protogost says it works with Google Fit also if you're on Android. So it's really low key on the actual character creation. For some reason, I think it made me set my eye color. I could be wrong. I've done so many character creations in the last like 3 days. It could be even just super basic. I think it's just like, what character do you want to pick? Okay, I'm back now. It's what kind of character do you want to be?
Yeah,
And I
picked
chose
one.
the one with the beard. That's about as close as I could get, and it has like this like
the
sorcerer
chick.
goatee. You picked the chick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's wise.
that's as far as I've gotten with this.
I mean,
I'm trying to set
legitimately,
it up with my watch.
yeah. There's not a whole lot going on with this app, but the app is not really heralded for its character creation.
No, didn't seem like it.
The idea is that as you get steps, you actually level up, and as you level up, you gain this aura. And with the aura, you're then allowed to go into the marketplace, and you can get things like, let's just pull it up and see what they have. Riot Games gift cards,
Whoa.
Blizzard gift cards, Steam gift cards,
Wow.
PlayStation, Xbox, Microsoft, Nintendo, Apple, Google Play. You can actually, in actual games, you can get Call of Duty points, Apex Legends, ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, Super Smash Bros, Destiny 2, didn't see that one, Borderlands 3, Warframe, Minecraft, Fortnite, Rainbow Six, Guild Wars 2, Madden, NFL.
So a lot of stuff across
Like,
a lot of things.
They're basically saying, hey, nerd, if you move at all, we want to give you something for doing that. So it's you have to get like a butt ton of aura to get any of this stuff. Let's see.
But it's enough to get the incentive is enough to get people to be like, sure, I'll walk.
Yeah, I walk anyway.
I'll download the app.
I'll
and
download
connect it
your
to my
app is
health
basically what it is.
stuff. Yeah, basically.
And you're not making aura like hand over fist. I've had it for a while. I'd say I probably had it for about 4 days, and I have 136 aura. Now, if you download this app, which you should download the app, use the referral code. Hold, please.
Of course. Here it goes. You're going to plug your own.
B5, KFB5. Now that will give me aura.
Of course.
But here's what I'm going to use my aura for. When we get to 200 aura, I'm going to make a guild. Yes, I'm going to make a guild. I'm going to make a Love Thy Nerd guild where we can all join together. And don't ask me what a guild does.
You have to have $200 in-game dollars to be able to do that?
Yes. 200, yeah. IGDs, in-game dollars. Yeah, Skrilla. I told Matt that I needed that much Skrilla, and he's like, "Oh, you have to pay for it in real life?" I'm like, "No, not real Skrilla." Like, but apparently, when we do a guild, then we can all collect stuff together, and so I'm super excited about other people exercising for me, and I'm really working towards that.
That capitalizes right there. That capitalizes on the nerds' sense of community. Right there, where it's like, we're all going to work towards this together, just like we would in game. However, this time we're using our legs.
Yeah, right. Hey, Campo is also flaunting his, his friend code, which is all well and fine. If you want to troll, you're welcome to troll. But if you use my friend code, I will make a guild for us. I'm not using it to get Steam gift codes or gift cards or anything like that.
How do we know you'll follow through on making a guild? What if you see a prize you want for 200 Skrilla?
That doesn't exist. Like, it just doesn't. So let's say I wanted to get a Steam gift card. To get a $20 Steam gift card, it's 1,800 aura for a $20. That's not
that much.
I have had it for several days, and I have 136.
How much have you been walking, though? Just mowing the lawn?
There's a cap on it.
What?
Yes, there's a cap.
Why?
So my lifetime steps.
Okay.
My lifetime steps for having it for like 3 or 4 days. Mind you, I sit in front of this computer for like 12 to 15 hours a day. But my lifetime step counter since I've had it is 7,219. Okay. My steps today, 785.
I have questions.
Puts things into perspective, right?
Why would you put a cap on it? Just because you don't want people to cheat? Is that why?
It says right now I've got 5,000 daily max steps. So it kind of, it doesn't let you just sit there and, move your wrist around. Okay.
Yeah. Because, like shake your phone around like this.
Because here's the deal. Like, that's the cheat. Anybody who's anybody will tell you that, I closed a ring today on my Apple Watch. I closed my standing ring sitting down. Like, it doesn't necessarily register the best possible way. But if you're an arm, a hand talker like I am, it registers that as movement because, hey, I'm glad it does. Jaboy is burning calories. I'm sweating like a stuck pig over here.
You should see what my watch, like when I wear my Fitbit and I play the drums in my garage, just the wrist and arm motions count, like really rack up steps super fast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like it wants you to stay active. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. And the reason I say this one might be around for a while is because it is giving you something that you actually want.
Yeah, it's not like Pokemon Go. That Pokemon Go kind of, sort of, was like encouraging people to get up and get out. But the return for that was your Pokemon are going to level up and you get this stuff. And it's like, great. Yep. But this way, it's something that's kind of like out of app, customizable, whatever you want.
Oh, yeah. The code is KFB5. And like, just even to help you understand a little bit more, Kate, on how long it's going to take to like get to 1800. Yeah.
1800.
1800. It was a good year for everybody. If I look here under my friends, you earn 5 aura. Okay. For every referral that you send out and that somebody I think they need to get to level 5. Okay. So for every referral you send out and they get to level 5, you get 5 aura. I have earned 105 aura from that. Okay. 105 from that. And I have 136 aura. It's going to take forever to get to 1800.
Yeah, okay. I see now.
Forever to get there. But it's still like, hey, even if from just doing daily stuff, if I do it for long enough,
do your dailies.
I'm going to get it, you know?
You will. You know what, Bubba? If anyone's going to get it, it will probably be you.
Yeah.
And then you'll achieve it, and then you'll say, I'm done.
The end, amen. Yeah. And, you know, I don't know, like you can check in, you know, so if you go over to your hero and then click the little cog, you can click bonus aura, and then there are a bunch of different things that you can do. I would say just follow them on all the things. It's just easy and cheap, but you can check in multiple times a day and get an aura. So like I do that every now and again. I'm telling you, it's like very slow trickle. So I'm doing yard work tomorrow. I'm hoping to hit my cap.
Just keep your legs moving.
Oh, well, I'm going to be mowing the yard. So like it's going to happen.
That's really funny that you say you're mowing the lawn, because I just put that down on one of your hobbies.
Is mowing the yard?
Is mowing the lawn.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a forced hobby, but it's a hobby nonetheless. Kate, I mean, what do you think about all this stuff, Kate? Like, do you?
I think a lot of tech has been trying to like accomplish this goal of just getting people moving, and I think nerds are a very specific demographic that maybe hasn't been targeted so much in this way before.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's a lot of promotion for like Fitbits and Apple Watches.
Oh yeah.
And on it, it's like all these workouts and all this stuff. And it's like, I'm not saying that nerds don't work out, but I'm saying that access to workouts and doing that stuff might not be as much of a exciting prospect as getting free games, free Steam gift cards. That what?
Yeah. Just
of course I'm gonna do that. I
meet
want
us
free
where
stuff.
we are.
And I think that's what like the driving force behind this app and way of managing exercise, I guess, and motion is identifying and meeting that need for nerds specifically. So like when I meet my step goal, my watch vibrates and it shows little shoes running and it says, yay. I'm like, if you were going to give me something and like actually give me something,
it gave you endorphins, a little dopamine hit there. Yeah. But if I could play that would be great. Yeah.
If I could play that or turn that into like money.
Yeah. Or like an emote in game. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That would make me happy. So I think it's a step in the right direction and a lot of it too isn't like, oh, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, a step in the right direction. There's no like guilt and shame surrounding it, because, you know, there's all those like jokes that, oh, you're a nerd and you sit in your mom's basement and play video games all day. It's not that at all. But especially like with COVID, you know, and the pandemic, everybody's inside a lot more. It really is like a big deal that I sit in front of this computer. Like I'm going to get a different chair because I sit here so much, so often that like this gaming chair is not cutting the mustard. I need a new chair too, and I'm dreading the process. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be expensive and not fun. So just buckle up. I saw Secret Labs was having a sale, but I'm like, how do I know you're comfortable enough? I'm not interested in a Secret Labs chair. I'll share with you the ones that I'm looking at, and then we can go from there. Bubba's chair review. Make it a TikTok. I'm down with that. But you know, like this lifestyle, the nerd lifestyle, it really does lend itself to a sedentary lifestyle. And if you don't know that word, you can watch The Office and learn what sedentary means. But basically, you sit here and like carpal tunnel's a real thing.
varicose veins are a real thing. Blood clots are a real thing.
Back hurting.
Heart disease, like all those things, like real things. So getting up and being active, even if it means that like, hey, you're going to get, 2,400 Call of Duty points or whatever. Like then you can go and when you do relax and when you are sitting in front of the computer, you can, play the game and experience it and have fun. But it's still like, you gotta move, you gotta go and do something in order to get the thing. So I like it. I think it's a good idea. Like
I do too.
I'm not like, let's all change our diet to just kale. I'm not on that boat, but
yeah, this is like encouraging just baby steps. There, I did it again.
You're doing great, Kate. You're just nailing it.
But like little things of, okay, we're not asking you to completely change your diet. We're not asking you to do all this X, Y, and Z. All we're asking you to do is walk or like move. Just one task, not super complicated, and we'll give you a free thing.
Yeah.
If you earn it and work your butt off.
It's absolutely crazy. And I do enjoy it. Here's my fear. This is my fear, right? I told you there's a way to cheat it. You just do this or whatever, with your arm, and just any kind of slight movement kind of counts as movement. And it could register as a step. It's not 100%, but it could. Do you remember when the Wii came out?
Of course, the best day of my life.
I worked I was a manager of an internet cafe. Those don't exist anymore. But I was a manager of an internet cafe, and we had a place where people could come in and play video games. And so at that time, the Wii came out, I think the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 came out as well, and we got our hands on some of them. And when the Wii came out, we were like, this is going to be perfect, because we started calling it the fat kid killer, right? Like it's going to burn so many calories. It's going to be so great. We were very excited about the prospect of it. And it wasn't like 2 days before we saw kids, like they would just be like sitting in the chairs and they would just be like playing tennis, just like barely swinging their hands, or like just bowling, just like, flicking their wrists. And I'm like, dang it.
Flop.
Missed the whole point, It was good for about 3 days, 2 or 3 days. And then on that third day, it was just like, boing. So, I don't know. I'm excited that they're trying to, meet us. Whenever, what was it? The Kinect came out, Kinect Fitness, Nike Plus Fitness, for Xbox. I did that stuff. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It's a good job of like meeting us where we are, but it only lasted for so long. Like it legitimately felt like a workout. They're supposed to, right?
That's why you got to go to the bowling alley where there's a Dance Revolution machine.
Absolutely.
Where you can't cheat. Then you'd play DDR at the bowling alley.
You get a plate of nachos and a pitcher of Coke, like really flat Coke though.
Yeah, have it right there and ready to go. The cheese is cold.
Mm-hmm. Little smell of stale cigarette in the air.
Do a little set of Dance Revolution,
and you're good to go. Kate, today we were talking about this in our Switcher Studio support meeting, and
fancy.
Just a lot of buzzwords there. And one of our devs, he plays Rock Band, not played. Plays Rock Band.
Plays.
He started playing the drums because of Rock Band.
It's true. If you play on the highest level of difficulty, you can translate that direct to real drums. And
did you know that there is a fogger that you can get that is like first party Rock Band, plugs into the Xbox 360, has Xbox controls on it that will fog and light, the controller has a light on it so that you can be more immersed in your show.
Oh my gosh.
That blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind.
That is very surprising to hear about that. But for some people, that's the closest they'll get to playing on a stage.
You're absolutely right.
If you want a little fog and some lights, you go for it.
Dude, here's the deal. Like, you want to talk about sweating playing a video game? You go play Rock Band or Guitar Hero or DDR or whatever. Like those games, that is how you sweat it out, is playing those games.
When I was in middle school, one of my friends lost 20 pounds playing Dance Dance Revolution at home every day after school.
Yes. The weight
She
will
was so
fall
good.
off. And then like if you make one of those like those trash bag suits,
Sweat it out.
even better. Yep. little homemade sweat lodge going on there.
Oh my goodness.
Well, long story short, go download the fitness app, Hero Trainer.
Try it out.
Yeah,
I
you can
have
go to
it downloaded. We'll see
herotrainer.io
what
or
happens.
it'll be in your Google Play Store or the iOS App Store, and use the code KFB5. And then
Whose code is that?
it's mine. It's not being selfish. I'm close to a guild. Once we get to the guild, you can use whomever's code you want, body code
All right,
in the
so
world.
commit to Bubba and join. Commit to joining Bubba to help him accomplish
It's
this
for
mission
your
for Love
benefit.
Thy Nerd, because it's for your benefit.
Your
How's
benefit.
that?
If you want a guild, this is how we get there.
It's a good strong ad right there.
Absolutely. Well, hey, speaking of strong ads, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, Kate's got a really great story. I can't wait to hear it. She's always full of them. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Free Play Podcast.
This week in nerdy news, this is LTNN. It's been several months since Inner Sloth has announced their upcoming new Among Us map, the Airship, and yet we still have no word on when it will actually release. Could be this week sometime, who knows? But during a recent Trainwrecks TV stream, Pokimane, a prominent Twitch streamer, announced that she was helping Hafu and 5UP, two other prominent streamers, create their own map. Here's what she said. 5UP and Hafu are making a map, which I'm also helping fund, and it's going to come out before the new map. I don't even know when the new map's going to come out, but there's going to be another map. It's going to be cooler. It's going to be better. It's going to be awesome, period. Now, what's unclear here is if this is an official tie-in with Inner Sloth, something that will be made publicly available through the main game itself, or if this is a mod, as modding has become quite popular in the community, bringing in new game modes, new roles to play, even new outfits that has kept the game fresh while we wait on bigger updates. And as of right now, we have no further updates on the new Airship map or this possibly custom map coming from some popular streamers, so keep an eye out. Warner Brothers TV tweeted that they were so excited to welcome Michelle Gomez to DC's Doom Patrol Season 3. She will step into the role of Madame Rogue, a complicated and electrifying eccentric who arrives at Doom Manor with a very specific mission. If only she could remember it. And lastly, I'm getting some serious 90s vibes as Dotemu, Tribute Games, and Nickelodeon have joined forces to announce Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, a side-scrolling brawler with multiplayer that looks very similar to that arcade game of our childhoods that we knew and loved. A release date is yet to be set, but you can put it on your wish list right now over at Steam. That was This Week in Nerdy News. I'm Radio Matt, and this is LTNN.
As we close out the show for today, Kate, you've got a story that you want to share with us.
Yeah, another story. This episode could also be called Kate's Story Time, but so earlier this week, I went out in the back behind my house with Steven and my dog. We were on a walk.
Mm-hmm. Naturally.
Walking like way back out there. There's these humongous holes. Like an animal, a big animal dug these humongous holes.
We're talking like Shia LaBeouf holes.
No, but like definitely not a gopher hole. I've never seen a hole this big here. So Steven and I were like, what could have done this? You know, like what? This is a mystery. What is there someone digging in here? And if you look in the holes in the tunnels, it is dark, damp, and scary. It was really scary looking in there.
Okay.
So
how deep
we
is
went
this
back
hole?
home.
Let's give me some dimensions here.
It wasn't so much deep, but like horizontal, like there was no end.
Like a mole
And there
person?
Yeah. And there were like 4 big, huge holes all across a long area.
Where was this?
Deep behind my house.
Like past
In the work
fence?
property. This is the
Okay.
work property.
All right.
So like
Okay.
way back there. And I didn't know. Like, what is this? Is this some kind of creature? Is this some... It has to be a creature because there's no way a human could dig a hole like that. So then we went back and we're like, it's a skunk. It's got to be a skunk. That's disgusting. There's a skunk here. I can't believe it. We can't walk back there. I don't want my dog to get skunked. Are you kidding me? But then Steven thinks, no, I think it's a badger. I think it's a badger. I'm like, we have those
badger?
here? Do we have those here?
California, man.
So I sent a text to you and Matt asking if you knew anything about
That's what that was for.
I asked you if badgers were like native to your area because I wanted you to say, yes, I know a lot about badgers. And then I could send you pictures of the holes and ask you questions about it.
No.
And then you
what
would
made you
tell
think I
me-
was going to say yes to that?
You live in Texas. How do I don't know the animals all that live there? What if you were like, yeah, we just had a badger in the yard. I was mowing and I found the whatever.
And I hit a badger. Yeah, it just because they're everywhere.
So then
I feel like we're more like
Matt
wombat
said he didn't
country. I
know
don't know.
about. Matt said he didn't know about badgers. So I'm like, okay, the 2 people that live in different states don't know about badgers. Now I'm screwed. Now I don't know anything about what's going on here. So me and Steven went out that night to try to catch the badger to see him.
Mhm.
I call it a him. I don't.
Who knows?
We were trying to see it out and about.
Yeah.
Didn't see it. So we went down to where all the holes were, and there were like huge paw prints all around. Bigger than my dog's paw prints. I mean, she's not a big dog, but
Did you pour some plaster in there? And
I told Steven that I wish we had some plaster because that would come in handy. But so we smoothed over the mounds where the footprints were. And Steven's like, I'm going to come check here tomorrow morning at work to see if new paw prints were made. That would mean that they're active holes, right?
Yeah. Deductive reasoning. I like it.
So he checked. There were some prints, but it was from a coyote. So there was nothing new. We haven't seen anything new. So it's officially a mystery. But I made
Set
a
up a
TikTok
game
about-
cam.
I made a TikTok about it, and it looks like nobody's been in those holes since then. So some animal came in, scrubbed up a bunch of dirt, made a bunch of holes, and just disappeared. And it's like, I said to Steven, where did it go?
It's in the
did
hole.
it cross the street? Is it still here? Underneath
It's in
us
the hole.
right now?
Yeah. Waiting for the right time to rise up.
We did look at the paw prints and then like look online to try and see what they were. And badger and skunk look almost
Identical.
alike, identical. But I guess that's why I texted you saying, do you know anything about badgers?
I don't know anything about it. No.
So there it goes. Problem solved.
Yeah. Frost would like everybody to know that he doesn't know much about badgers, but he knows that the honey badgers just don't care.
Yeah,
So-
they don't. They really don't.
It might have been a honey
this
badger.
this might have been a honey badger, and it just didn't care enough to stay around. So
Yeah, absolutely.
but
Seriously,
it was
those-
it was an unsolved mystery.
Set up a game, like I don't mean like a game, like a video game, but they're
like
called
game
game cams.
trail.
Yeah,
I know. I would love to and look at all the animals.
set it up. If here's the deal, if it's on the property of the water plant,
Yeah,
then
which it is.
you just tell them, hey, we're gonna buy
bill
this
'em.
thing, bill
I'll
them
bill
for it,
later.
and you're done.
Be like, I need
Set
to
up a
see.
GoPro.
This is really urgent. I need to see if there's a badger here. Okay.
I mean,
That's
seriously,
how
you
I'll
could just like
explain
go
it.
out and get like a Ring doorbell or something like that, and just
Ring
put it out there.
doorbell. Yeah, and put it in front of the holes. Be like, ring, ring.
Yeah, well, because it'll send you an email or a message whenever there's motion.
It was
Hey,
just really creepy to see.
This thing sells
those
itself here.
things. I've never seen that before in my life.
You
So
still
it's
haven't
on
seen
the
it.
it's on the TikTok.
Yeah,
I'll post it on the free play stuff for you to
I
see.
can't wait. Yeah,
For all you peoples to see it.
I
Maybe
don't even.
maybe you know, listener or viewer. Maybe you know about
that's how
badgers.
Unsolved Mysteries got
And
solved.
that you can confirm that this is a badger hole. That would be great. Thanks. Just let me know. Email me, kate@lovethynerd.com.
Badger whole mysteries. What are we gonna?
Yeah. Well, on TikTok, it's part of my Unsolved Mysteries series.
That should have way more. That should have way more views.
I have everything broken down into series. So there's Unsolved Mysteries, Cool Rocks, Chicken Education.
Chicken Ed.
It's dumb.
Baba Chicken Ed.
So that's it. Well, thanks everybody for listening to this. Let's wrap it up. I got nothing else to say. You'll
Hold
just
on,
have to see the video
TikTok.
yourself.
I don't have TikTok yet. I feel like I should get it, and so I'm gonna get it.
Frost wants me to use hashtags. I never use hashtags because just whatever. What am I gonna do? Hashtag Cool Rocks? No, I did use hashtag Cool Rocks on this last one. I used hashtag Cool Rocks. So I just don't have any hashtags that I feel like saying.
Why not?
I just don't.
I bet you could come up with it. You do social media for a living.
They're going to phase out hashtags with a couple of these social media platforms, so it'll be interesting to see.
Hashtags
have their day and time.
I'm into life hacks for sure. Oddly
Well, maybe
satisfying.
you can start making some.
Gaming.
Okay,
sports.
So, Bubba, you need to go on there, make your account, and then you need to follow
Funny.
Frost, and then you need to follow Kate Dangerous. Okay?
Family and parenting. I could probably learn something there. Pop culture. That's relevant. I kind of want to follow the pranks one, but I feel like a lot of them are so staged. They're just like, you're looking directly into the camera. Like you have to know. So I'm not going to do that one. And I don't need health and fitness because I got the Hero Trainer app. So we good on that one, fam.
Well, that'll do it for episode 118.
Yep, that's going to do it for the rest of my my life is now on TikTok. So
all right, so you can go watch all mine and Frost's.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm just going to let them loop. I'm going to let you guys get a lot of views. So
thank you. That's really considerate.
Yep, I'm here for you. I'm a human bot. Well, be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Switcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, YouTube, radio.com, LTN Radio at ltnonair.com, and really anywhere else that podcasts are found. You can actually go straight to lovethynerd.com/freeplay, and there's a bunch of buttons up there for you to click on your favorite listening, service of choice, and then you can, subscribe, follow. I heard Apple's not doing subscribe anymore. They're gonna move towards follow.
Oh.
Yeah, they're moving off of that terminology. So however you do it, just go ahead and do it. If you need help or anything, just ask Kate. She's like a super whiz and stuff.
Well,
she's got a tic-tac.
I don't use a lot of hashtags on TikTok, so maybe I'm not as good as you think.
Yeah, hashtag try harder. And if you're not already a part of the Love Thy Nerd Facebook group, please go ahead and do that. You can search for Love Thy Nerd on Facebook. Two things are going to pop up. You're going to get our group. So go ahead and follow and join that. And then you're also going to see our page. So do us a favor, go ahead and like and follow that. And hit the notification bell so that you know whenever we post some stuff. You can also follow Love Thy Nerd on all of the major things, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and now on the TikTok. And so at Love Thy Nerd on all of those profiles.
Well, we don't have any posted yet, but I reserved the name.
Just go and just follow it anyway. Just get it out of the way. And you'll be better for it. And also be sure to follow the Free Play Podcast on Twitter and Instagram.
That's right. I should have talked about that.
We
have an Instagram, so follow us at Free Play Podcast.
Is it spelled correctly?
I'm pretty sure it's spelled correctly.
The title wasn't right because that was the whole thing.
The name, whatever, you can you find it at Free Play Podcast.
Yeah,
we're doing a really cool series right now called Meet Your Host. That's what we're doing. That's what it is. So I'm writing Bubba's answers right now for that.
It's gonna be fine. She's really good at knowing about me and stuff. So
it'll be great.
Yeah. So go ahead and follow us in all the things, and then be sure to come back here and just. If you're not following on Twitch, if you're not subbed, if you're not doing all those things, make sure you get that going. Twitch.tv/LoveThyNerd. We are here for Free Play every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'd love for you to come and hang out. You're hearing us talk with all the people. Those are subs. This is a sub-only chat just for this show. So if you want to come in and be a part of the show as we're recording it, twitch.tv/LoveThyNerd each and every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, once again, I'm Bubba Stallcup.
I'm Matt Warmbeer. And I'm Kate Katawaki.
Oh, man. Hey, we'll catch you next week. And if no one else tells you this, just remember it's true. Jesus loves you, nerd.
You have been listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. Be sure to rate and review the show and share on all the social media.
Hey, let that percolate for a little bit. Let Frost know when he streams what you think about that. Make sure you pop into his chat.